Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and start our vowels. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. All right. Are you ready? A, E, I, O, U. Good job. Nope, these are regular. All right, so now we're going to do our high frequency words. Are we ready? Clean, fill, ground, horse, leave, need, please, queen, scene, tree. Here's our spelling words. Free. Oh, we're not paying attention. Free. Teach. Teeth. Please. Each. Will. Team. Speak. Sneeze. Sheep. Good job. All right, now we're going to blend and read. Are you ready? All right, mirrors on. Cream. Freeze. Pleases. Sneeze. Squill. Secret. Head. Green. Sweat. Greet. Repeat. Instead. Bump. Best. Button. Tested. Stump. Chest. So we're on number 4. Bay. Braid. Staying. Painting. Brain. Unmade. Cheer. Creamy. Reason. Neater. Pleasant. All right, now we're going to read the 3 sentences. Are we ready? Hold on. Mirrors on. Please feed the queen and clean her pen. Number 7. Queen likes sleeping on fresh bedding. Number 8. Queen and I leave and head up the path. So this sounds really silly, but what is the picture talking about? The horse. So the horse name is what? Queen. No, not like the princess. All right, so our skill for today is story structure. So story structure, remember it has a beginning, what else? Middle and end. So stories often have a similar structure. Authors organize the plot in a way that will entertain readers. This is beginning. This is the events in the beginning include the conflict. What's a conflict? We've been talking a lot about a conflict.
I'm trying to remember.
It's a what? No.
I know.
If a character has a conflict, Maddox, what does it mean?
They're arguing.
They're arguing or they have a problem, right? Yeah, that's right. They have a problem that the character faces in the story. In the middle, we want to look for evidence or clues in the text to describe a story plot. So in the middle, the events in the middle show the characters trying to solve the conflict. What does solve mean? Harlow? Figuring out the problem. So the middle part's telling us how the character's going to figure out the problem. At the end, the events at the end include the resolution. What is the resolution? What does resolution mean? If they had a problem and they're trying to fix it, what is the resolution going to do? Rolando?
Fix the problem.
Yeah, so it's going to say how the characters solve the conflict. How are they going to fix it? So it's going to show you at the end. There's always, so most times there is a happy ending to these Sometimes, not all the time, but most of them, like the fantasies. So, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on some certain parts of the story of the two Cinderella stories. Remember the two Cinderella stories? So we are going to focus on the certain parts. So you need your book out. So go ahead and take your book. Go to page 188. Okay, get a tissue, sweetie. It'll be fine. Page 188. Yes, we're going to focus on the page 191. So we should be on this page right here. Good morning, Melanie.
Good morning.
Actually, this one right here. 191.
Well, Bella took her book.
Okay. Okay. All right, does everybody have this story open to 191? You should see the neighbor and then the shears that cut the grass. Bella, is that yours? Bella B, is that yours? Oh, okay, she's got it. Okay, Mackenzie, let's make sure Harlow can do it first. And then if she needs help, then you can help her, okay? So, Aaliyah, go ahead and go back to your seat, sweetie. Isabella, I need that on your face. Thank you. All right, Hocus Pocus. I see a couple of students messing with their iPad stand. That should be for your iPads only, not for your hands. Okay, we're going to go ahead and listen to it. So we're going to track and read. You need your pencil. You need an eraser, something that's going to help you track and read while we listen to this page. And we're going to discuss some things on this page. 191. All right, are we ready? Okay.
Randall had invited all his friends to his birthday party. His mom was baking a delicious chocolate cake. He hoped Zoe would come. She was one of his best friends. The next day, Ben and their mom left for Randall's party. The doorbell rang. It was Zoe's favorite neighbor, Mrs. Fortuna. She always sparkled. Want to go to the party? How did you know? I have a few secrets, dear. But the lawn, began Zoe. Mrs. Fortuna pulled bright red garden shears from her bag. To Zoe's amazement, the shears flew out of Mrs. Fortuna's hands. The lawn was mowed in seconds.
Okay, so on this page right here, this is the page we're going to stay on. Don't turn it. It says, what is the conflict Zoe has? What is the conflict, Bella? B.
About doing her brother's chores.
She's doing her brother's chores. You're right. She wants to go where, though?
The birthday party.
She wants to go to Randall's party, Clinton and Christopher, but she must stay home and do her brother's chores. So it says here, summarize how the conflict is resolved and how the story ends. How does the story end and how does she fix their problem? How does she fix her problem? Isabella?
Her bestest friend, her bestest neighbor, she's magic, and her magical grass cutters flew out of her purse, out of her hands, and went and cut the grass and did all her brother's chores.
Yeah. So was she able to attend Randall's party? Yeah, she was. Good job. So it says Mrs. Fortuna helps her do her chores so that she can go to the party. Remember, yeah, Randall notices Zoe is only wearing one what? Shoe. What happened to her shoe, Harlow? What were they doing? What page are you on? 192. So everybody go to page 192. Harlow's going to tell us how she lost her shoe. All right, Harlow, go ahead and show us.
The little girl forgot her shoes at home.
Did she forget her shoes at home?
No.
What is it happening in the picture?
Oh, the neighbor got her sparkly shoes for the little girl, and then the golden shoes got untied, and then it flew off, and then the bus ran over.
Yeah, so it got ran over. Her shoe flew off first because it got untied. What is she writing in? Clinton? What is that called that she's writing in? A motorcycle. You're right. Motorcycle. All right, go ahead and go to page 194. So you should be on this page right here. A Cinderella named Quan. All right. So right here, let's go ahead and listen to this page. So tracking and reading. Ready?
A Cinderella named Quan. A Korean story. Long, long ago, a baby girl was born. Her father named her Quan, which means strong. Sadly, her mother died. Years later, Quan's father remarried. His new wife had her own daughter named He, which means pleasure. Quan's stepmother and stepsister were jealous of Quan and unkind to her. One beautiful spring morning, Quan's stepmother said, "I'm taking He to the festival." "Can I go, honorable mother?" asked Quan. "Yes, but first you must weed the garden." He and her mother laughed as they left for the city. Quan's heart was heavy. The garden was filled with weeds. She went outside and was surprised by a large brown cow who said, "I'll eat the weeds." "Yes, please," Quan said. The cow chomped all the weeds in a flash.
So it says here, now what happened at the beginning? Now we have some background. What happened at the beginning? Where did Quan want to go? She went to like a party or a festival, but what did her stepmom say?
Yes, but you better chop down the weeds.
Was she being very kind about it? No. All right. So what? So it says here, Kwan must weed the garden before she can go to the festival. We had a pretty good answer. What happens in the middle? What happens to the weeds? Mackenzie? So the cow eats the weeds, and what happens to the birds? So let's go to page 196. 196, the picture just says all the answers. Clinton, what happens to the birds? What do they do? A robe or clothes, right? A dress. Yeah. So it says a cow eats the weeds and the birds give her clothes. She loses a shoe. How does she lose that shoe, Harlow? Yeah, so then she returns home, doesn't she, after she loses her shoe? Oh, so that comes to the end. So what happens at the end, Bella Bright? What happens at the end of the story? So we are on page... No, let's do page 198. Go to page 198. So the prince finds her shoe and discovers it is Kwan's. They live happily ever after. Is that true? Yeah, because the prince asked her. I heard somebody say they asked her to marry him, right? Yep. That's the Cinderella story.
Why would we never do these, Miss Wellington?
So I actually want us to do that one. So go to page 200, 200. 200. So we are on this page right here. 200. And Melanie, if you would like to participate, sweetie, go ahead and if you have a piece of paper and a pencil with you, you can do this too.
Okay, let me go get.
Okay, sounds good. Is everybody on this page? We're just waiting for Melanie. Melanie, you just tell us when you're ready, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
No, I'm getting it.
Okay, just let me know. Huh? Let's see.
Am I doing it the wrong way? How's it going that way and it's supposed to go this way for us? Why are you going that way?
Because I'm the opposite of you. I'm facing the opposite direction. You're facing this way. I'm facing that way.
Oh, so you do it that way?
Mm-hmm.
I do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Do what? Get the what, sweetie? Oh, yes. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I saw. They're cute. All right. Is everybody ready? In a little bit. Melanie, are you ready, sweetie?
Yes.
Okay. So on the screen, Melanie, that you see, you have this little 2 squares, and then one says Zoe's shoes and Kwan's shoes. You're going to want to draw that on your paper, okay? So she doesn't have her book with her, so she has to get a piece of paper.
Okay.
So you're going to draw what this little kid has on their paper.
Okay.
Well, she doesn't have the book. So for the rest of us, though, while Melanie's doing that, Melanie, you can listen and I can repeat it again, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to describe Zoe's shoes and Kwan's shoes also. You're going to describe what they said they are alike and different. So it says describe how Zoe and Kwan feel about their shoes. Then add an apostrophe. So you remember, do you see these apostrophes right here, the little commas above the S? Add an apostrophe to show ownership, like Juan's shoes. So do you see right here the little comma at the top? That's called an apostrophe. That is telling me that you are talking about Juan's shoes. Those are her shoes. She takes ownership. So you're going to go ahead and tell me how Zoe feels about her shoes in the square right here. In this square. So if you look at the screen, you're going to tell me how Zoe feels about her shoes. And then you're going to tell me how Quan feels about her shoes. Okay? You're not drawing pictures. You're using words. Using words. Nope. You can do this all by yourself. Okay? So you're going to tell me about Quan's shoes on her box. Do you see the box with Quan's shoes? You're going to do that. You're going to tell me how she feels about her shoes. Is she happy about her shoes? Mad about her shoes? Sad? Remember, you can look back into the story. And then on Zoe's, no, found it here. And then on Zoe's shoes, you're going to tell me how she feels about her shoes. Remember, is she mad, sad, or happy? So you need to go back to the story and look and see what happens to her shoes.
So that's what the shoes.
That's what the shoes look like. So if you go to the very beginning, let's see, page 188. If you go to page 188, it shows you a picture of the two shoes.
Wait, I think happy.
So why do you think she's happy? Yes, that's right. So you gotta tell me. Okay. Okay, and then Zoe's shoes? Mm-hmm.
Can I say that Zoe's happy because all her other friends took one shoe off?
There you go. You can describe that. Mm-hmm.
Her husband, I guess.
The prince.
The prince found the other shoes and start marrying.
There you go.
Wait, I still don't get it.
You're finished? But you need to explain to me why that person is mad and why the other person's happy. So, Melanie, do you need me to explain to you what you need to put on the squares?
Okay.
Okay. So, on Zoe's shoes, you're going to tell me how she feels about her shoes. Remember, she had the gold sneakers? Remember, we looked at the picture where her sneaker fell off on the motorcycle? Those are Zoe's shoes. You're going to tell me how she feels about that. And then you're going to tell me about Quan's shoes. Remember Quan's shoes? She was running on the bridge and her shoe flew off into the river. So tell me how she feels about those shoes too. Okay?
I think she felt like I think she felt like disappointed.
Disappointed? Which one? Zoe or Quan?
Quan.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. She is disappointed. Why do you think she might be disappointed?
Because her shoe fell off, and even the stepmom told her to feed the lawn.
Yeah, and so a lot of those events kind of led to her being upset and disappointed. What about Zoe's shoes?
It fell off, and I think she felt sad.
Yeah.
And I think she felt sad because of she had to weed the lawn too, and she got disappointed because of her brother.
Yeah, her brother was not being very kind, was he?
Yeah.
So how did Zoe feel at the end with her shoe?
Happy because everyone took off their shoe.
Uh-huh. And what about Quan and her shoe at the very end of the story?
They get married.
So Emery's saying they get married. So she might be happy because the prince maybe found her shoe, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good job. You're paying attention. Good job. All right, hocus pocus. Okay, you may quietly close your books. Okay, so we need to focus.
I couldn't do anything because I didn't know what to do because I wasn't here.
So, how did she feel at the begin? Remember, how did she feel at the beginning of the story with her shoe? Because we were talking to Melanie. She told me something at the beginning with her shoe. What happened to her shoe? Zoe's shoe.
It flew away?
So you can just add it at the bottom.
It flew off and the bus.
So how do you think she might be feeling? Sad, maybe. And then at the end, how did her friends feel about her shoe? Happy. Why?
Because they joined in.
There you go. So you'll put that. So what about Kwan's shoe at the beginning of the story?
She lost it in the river, then the prince found it, and then she saw that it fit, hit her, and then they got married.
All right. So then you're going to put, you know what to put on both of those squares. You did good.
I still don't get it.
Same thing. Aaliyah, do you want to help Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I can do that.
Can you put it here where it can be easier for me to run?
Need to go sit down. Finish your thing. There you go. Let me do the other side, Suni. Okay, make sure we don't stretch this anymore, okay? Oh, baby, you okay? There. I'm going to put it over your nose. Yes. I think you're good. Remember, we talked about the beginning and the end of the story. Just beginning and end. How did she feel at the beginning? And then how did she feel at the end? How did she feel at the beginning with her shoe? And then how did she feel at the end? Nope, we're not doing stations yet. Hold on. Have a seat. This is a little writing activity. Okay? Yes, you do need to close your my books. Good job. There you go. Okay, Harla, go sit down. No, you did today. You do both.
We have to close our my books if we're not done.
Yes, it's just practice, baby. This is not a grade. It's just practicing. Yes. You can put it to the side if you're not finished. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do in Seesaw. So everybody go back to their seats and pay attention. All right. So in Seesaw, what you're going to do, Bella, press the bottom button, not the orange one. Okay. So in Seesaw, you have Tuesday, 12/1, which means it's December 1st, right? I'm waiting for everybody's eyes on the screen because I know you're going to have a lot of questions about these two assignments. Okay, Isabella, Miss Floynton did not give you permission to sharpen your pencil yet. So we need to have you go back to your seat, please. Okay, everybody else turn around facing the screen. All right, so you are going to Tuesday, December 1st, power words and reading comprehension. So here are your power words. Miss Fullington has them right here, and she can post them on the word wall. So it says here, you're going to read each sentence. So it says, which word means the opposite of the very worst? Which one was the very best? Beamed, jealous, chore, pleasure, dashed, superb, hobbled, thrilled. Superb. Remember the little boy? He thought his food was the very what? Best. So that is the opposite. Best, the word best is the opposite of worst. So I would put superb right here. S-U-P-E-R-B. So you see how I put superb? So I am going to go ahead and do this. Guys, make sure you don't change the different colors of font because that tends to take away a lot of your time. So we're just going to stick with black font like a pencil. We're not going to change the colors of the font anymore, okay? Because I see a lot of us taking too much time doing that. Or the style of it. We're not going to do just the style, okay? All right, so you're going to do 2 through 8. And then when you're finished, you're going to come over here and it says story structure. Now we've been taught, oh, you know what? You do need your book on these two. So you only have 2 questions to answer on this page. It may look like a lot on this page, but you see the arrows or the magnifying glass? The magnifying glass tells you which page you can find these answers on. So you see right here and right here? It's going to tell you you're going to find these answers on these pages. So the first question says, what is a conflict Zoe has? Summarize how the conflict is resolved and how the story ends. So that's all you're telling me is what was Zoe's problem in the story? How did she solve her problem at the end of the story? And then on number 2, it says retell the main events of the story. What happens at the beginning, what happens in the middle, and what happens at the end? And that's the Quan Cinderella, the story of Quan. So you're going to tell me the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and then the end of the story of Quan's Cinderella story. Okay? All right, so go ahead and get busy. Melanie, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, sweetie, you may log out of this Google Meet and finish the seesaw activity, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.